class. Today we're going to be studying the events on the U.S. home front during World War II, specifically the Japanese internment. We have the introduction here. There are several pictures and videos that are going to guide you through this Webquest. This first one here is a video, but it's also a song that's sharing the story of the experience of a Japanese American. Next, I have the review to the information that we studied during class on World War II. This is just to kind of pinpoint where we are studying. Next, I have a picture here. This is a Japanese, it's a temporary internment camp that was set up right here in your hometown in Salinas, California. This is what's on Main Street at the Salinas Rodeo grounds. So some of you might be surprised to note that this occurred right here in your hometown. Next, I have your task here, and this is to immerse yourself in the information, interviews, and videos provided in this Webquest. I want you to imagine that you are experiencing the events that led, followed, and resulted from the Japanese internment camps here in the United States. There will be a project that you'll be completing. I'll explain it to you in the next section. But also, there are a few things here that I'd like you to pay special attention to. These are the type of things that might pop up on a discussion or a test or maybe a warm-up activity. So make sure you gain enough information to be able to complete those. Those will not be turned in, but they might be some information to jot down, maybe to prep you for a midterm or a test or something like that. But again, those will not be turned in for this assignment. Next, for the process of this Webquest, I have the activities that I'm going to have you complete. The first one is on anti-Japanese propaganda. There are some guiding questions here to help you develop 1 to 2 paragraphs of your response and reactions to what you'll be seeing here. The first one is a popular cartoon, Superman, but it's not an episode that might be popular to you, which covers some anti-Japanese propaganda. So take a look at that. How would you feel if you were a Japanese American child watching this, or if you were a parent and you see your child watching that? How would you feel? Next, there's some posters here. How would you feel if you seen these in your local newspaper, or in a magazine, or on a billboard? How would that make you feel? The next one is activity number 2. I want you to pay special attention to 2 words here, ise and nisei. Okay, I want you to have a thorough explanation of what those words mean in your own words, so when you hear them in the following videos, you'll know what they're talking about. The first video here is, from the U.S. perspective, is how did they justify the internment camps? Okay, that's an interesting look to take into perspective. The next one is the opposite side, is how were the camps actually? This is going to be some interviews and some experiences shared from Japanese Americans that went through those actual camps. There's going to be information covered on Mr. Fred Korematsu. There's plenty of information in that video to answer the questions on him and to kind of get a thorough explanation of who he was and his story and his connection to the Supreme Court case that he filed. If you would like more information, or if you need more information to create your paragraphs, there is an additional video that you're welcome to go ahead and take a look at. The next part is website exploration. It's a PBS website, The War at Home Civil Rights Japanese Americans. I want you to look at the information that's on there. There's a timeline, there's also some interviews, and I want you to pay special attention to Japanese Americans and the link to joining the military and fighting in the war efforts in World War II. Okay, the next is your final activity. It's a couple parts to this activity. You're going to be creating a timeline as well as a 4-entry journal. Those are going to be linked together, and you're going to be presenting them to the class. When you are presenting to class, I would like you to be able to pinpoint a specific point on that timeline and share how your journal entry would have been written during that time period. Okay, so pay special attention to that when you're creating your entry as well as creating your time. Okay, next for the evaluation, this is how your grade will be broken down. 50 points possible. It's definitely enough information to get the full points. You could use each other to check your spelling and punctuation. And next for the conclusion, I have a couple things to share with you. This is the formal apology that was written on October in 1990. Take a look at that, and also this is the monument that was created. Okay, and after all the presentations are done on Wednesday, I would like you to use the information that you got from the presentations as well as your own research to complete these 2 questions. How was the United States different at the point of the September 11th attack? Why were there not implementations of internment camps during that time period? Also, the last question here is in regards to Japan's allies. After the war was declared, why were German Americans and Italian Americans not put into internment camps? So share with me your reactions to that and your thoughts on that. Go ahead and go through this presentation. I want you to enjoy it as becoming knowledgeable of this time period. So if you have any questions, let me know and enjoy.